And luckily for me, I didn't have to have cosmetic dentistry, but that's like the next step, right? And you get cosmetic dentistry and you move people up this value ladder. So if you look at the typical value ladder for a dentist, here's right here, right? Comes with teeth cleaning, and there's whitening, and there's retainer and Invisalign, there's cosmetic stuff. And they have a continuity program built in as well, where every single 6 months you come back for new teeth cleaning, new teeth cleaning, new teeth cleaning. Okay, so this is the value ladder of a dentist. And this is a pretty established thing, right? There are more advanced markets that understand these principles inherently, and they have them set up and they do them. And dentists are one of the great examples of that, right? They do it over and over and over again. Okay, so that's the value ladder for a dentist. Okay, and I want you to start thinking about different value ladders, okay, that you've been through. Okay, here's the value ladder for an author, speaker, coach, consultant, okay? You've probably seen this live. You've come into my world at all, or other speakers or authors or things that you've tried to lead, right? A lot of times they come in with a book offer. Then from there they send it to a home study offer. Then maybe there's a live event and there's a mastermind, right? And there's this ascension that goes up, where the value goes up and the price goes up. Okay, one of my favorite examples of this are Stacy and Paul Martino. There's some of my inner circle members who recently moved to Boise, Idaho, which is awesome. And Stacy actually spoke at last Funnel Hacking Live about value ladder. And I had her speak because they have one of the best value ladders I've seen in our community, but also she had a really unique way of teaching value ladder. She called her value ladder the yellow brick road. Okay, and she said, if you think about this, she said, every single customer who comes to you, they have an Oz that they want, right? You guys are here listening to me because you want to grow your companies through funnels, right? You want to make more money. You want to get more customers. Like, that's your Oz, right? So the value ladder is me taking you on this journey to the Wizard of Oz, okay? And so she talked about the yellow brick road, and then she showed hers, and this is like their yellow brick road, right? If you look at this image, it's so awesome. Like, it starts down here with Dorothy, and then it moves up to Glinda the witch, and then the people on the journey, and like this whole thing taking their customer to Oz. Okay, so this is kind of their path she showed at Funnel Hacking Live. And then you check this out. This is their company, right? They come in and there's a free web class. And they move to their Relationship Breakthrough Quick Start, and then their retreat, and their level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Like, this is their yellow brick road to Oz. Okay, so I kind of doodled it out so you can see it inside of our context. This is their relationship development value ladder. Okay, and right now they just recently launched a new tier of the value ladder, a free tier that moved down one level. They've dropped down, they've got their podcast and some free offers. From there, it sends people up to the 14-day boost challenge. And from there, the quick start home study. And then from there, relationship breakthrough retreat. And from there, relationship coaching program. Okay, so they're sending people through this relationship. Okay, it's not a transactional business where someone comes in once and they leave. They come and say, look, you're a customer of ours now. We want to serve you at the highest level. Like, what else can we do? What else can we do? What else can we do? Okay, this is why it's so vitally important in the session we did, session number 1. We talked about finding your dream customer and finding somebody that you love to be around, that you're obsessed with. You want to serve them at all levels. Because if you get the right person, this part of your business becomes so much fun. Every morning you wake up like, how else can I serve them? How else can I serve them? Okay, this whole entire training we're doing right now all came out of a question of like, the new year's starting. A lot of our community is struggling still with the core fundamental principles of funnel building. Like, what do? Well, let's do a course called Funnelology. It'll be amazing. We'll do it live over 3 days, then we'll turn to a course later, and boom, now we're here. Right? Because it's always with me being obsessed with you guys, my dream customers, people I actually care about. So for Stacy and Paul, they're helping people that have relationship problems. Okay, they've got a really cool process. For those who don't know, they've helped save over 10,000 marriages, and they do it in a way it's very unique. It's not couples counseling. In fact, they say that if you go into counseling, the 2 people are involved, it always falls apart. Okay, so we're a relationship transformation where just one person's involved. So they bring people in to come listen to their podcast and listen like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They tell their own stories. They break false beliefs. They break false epiphanies. They provide value, and they're like, hey, if you like this stuff, come jump into our 14-day boost challenge. Boom, they come up. Okay, and then they're thinking, how else can we serve these people? We love these people. We want to help their marriages. We want to help their relationships. What else do we do? Oh, let's make a home study program. Oh, let's do a live event. Okay, and they kept creating these things to send people up towards Oz. Okay, so that's the power of a value ladder, you guys. When you get the right dream customer, the value ladder becomes fun. It's just, how else can we serve these people? How can we change their life? What's their Oz? Okay, the more you think about what's the Oz of my customer, the more this becomes easier. Like, oh, well, this is the process I'm going to be taking people through. Okay. This is my buddy's Chad Woolner. He's a chiropractor. And when I first met Chad, his business was kind of struggling. And it was funny because we were always talking about marketing and funnels and all these kind of things. He's like, well, how does it work in my practice? And I kind of started going just to see how his whole process worked. And a customer would see an ad, they'd come in the clinic, he would do adjustment, like a $50 adjustment. It takes like 3 minutes to adjust somebody and then send them home. And hopefully the person will come back next week and get another adjustment. Like, that's kind of the process of their business. I was like, that's what chiropractors do. I didn't really know. I'd never been around chiropractors before I really met Chad. And so that was kind of the business as I knew it. And I remember about the time, it's before the London Olympics. I had a crazy hair and I decided I wanted to try to compete for the Olympics. And so instead of doing normal people do and like plan things out, I called up the Olympic Greco wrestling coach and I offered him a job, moved him to Boise, Idaho, bought a facility, hired all the guys who were wrestling on the Olympic Greco team and flew them to Boise, gave them housing and shelter and gave them jobs. And I was like, all right, now I can compete for the Olympics. I got the whole team here. And so we started competing and it was really fun. And we did it for about 7 or 8 months. And there's a whole nother backstory behind that of why I never made it to the Olympics and why we ended up shutting it down. But in that interim, while we were all training and I was training and trying to figure things out, we used to have a chiropractor who'd come every single day after practice and adjust all of the wrestlers. And I remember one day, the chiropractor, she wasn't able to make it. And she called the guys like, hey, I can't come in because of whatever thing. And they're like, oh, no worries. And so Justin Reese, one of the guys on the wrestling team, he literally opened up YouTube and started watching YouTube videos like how to do a chiropractic adjustment. And he watched 2 or 3 videos and he got done. He's like, okay, I know how to do it. And he got all the guys lined up and he started adjusting everyone on the team. And I'm watching and amazed. I'm like, first off, is he going to kill these people? Like, is he going to break their neck? Like, he's a big... he took 3rd in the world. He's guy's like a big, huge, probably one of the strongest, scariest men you'll ever meet if you met him on the street. Also like the nicest guy ever. But like he's adjusting all these people. I'm like, we're either gonna have someone, going having some problems or something's gonna happen. But he adjusted everybody and everyone's fine afterwards. I remember that night I called up Chad, Dr. Woolner. I was like, dude, this is the funniest thing. And I knew he was gonna be mad. But I told him, I was like, Justin's watched a video about how to adjust people and he adjusted everybody. And I was kind of laughing and he got so mad. He's like, first off, he shouldn't be adjusting someone without an education, like all these things. And I'm like, no, I totally get it. You were completely right. He was stupid. He should not have done that. But dude, I want to point something out to you real quick. The only thing that you sell right now, Justin was able to learn in about 10 minutes on YouTube and now he's able to do it as well. I said, when you were in medical school doing all the stuff that you did to become a chiropractor, did you learn anything else besides how to do that one little thing? He's like, yeah, we learned how to do this and like nutritional things and how to do this and like all these things. It's going on and on and on and on. And after about 5 minutes of spilling all the stuff he learned that he was capable of doing, I stopped him. I said, then why are you only selling one thing? Why are you only selling adjustment? Like what other value could you actually provide your dream customers when they come in the door? And he's like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that before. We started talking about like, well, what else can you do? Like, well, I could make a wellness program. I could do this. He started looking like, what could he create here? What could he create down here? And also shifted from like, all we do is we sell adjustments. Okay, this is a typical chiropractic value ladder. All we sell is adjustments to like, what other value can you provide your dream customers? They're coming to you. They're trying to get relief. What's their odds? Okay, they're trying to get healthier, trying to get happier, trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight. What's the odds for your dream customers coming in? Now let's create different products, different things on the value ladder to help them to get to their end goal. And so from that, Chad created a whole bunch of things, created free information, massages, health assessments, wellness programs, a whole bunch of things, and build out a whole value ladder. And now Chad's able to spend more money to acquire a customer than any of the other chiropractors in town. Okay, because now he's not just selling $50 adjustment, he also sells a $5,000 thing and a $2,000 thing and a whole bunch of other things as well. Okay, see how that works? Okay, so that's the process of a value ladder. So the question is like, what does your value ladder look like? Okay, the first thing I want to talk about to help you understand this is, as you're talking about what your value ladder look like, is you got to figure out the odds for your customer, right? We're always thinking about like, what's the product we're going to sell? What's the offer we're going to make? And it's like, those are parts of what this game is about, but the real game is, what's the odds? What's the end story? What's the big result we're trying to get for somebody? Okay, and so we do that by creating what we call a value ladder mission statement, VLMS. Okay, and this was not in the original .com secrets book, but as we started building more companies over the last 5 or 6 years, we found out how vitally important this was, and now it's in the new version. You guys will see when you have a chance to read it. But what a value ladder mission statement is this is the mission statement of your company. A lot of times people will come to me and they want me to invest in their business and they'll send me like, here's my business plan. It's like 800 pages of just like fluff about like, oh, the industry, blah, blah, and all these things. I'm like, can you doodle it on a napkin? And if it doesn't look like a value ladder, you should probably just leave. Okay, like this is this is your business model for me, right? Like someone's gonna come in and then we're gonna send them here and to here to here. And then the whole thing as a whole is like your value ladder mission statement is like, what's the end goal of this whole thing, right? If I'm in business trying to sell people something, make money, like I'm not in a good business, right? If I'm in a business to help people to do something, to get to a certain odds, that's the kind of business that actually has meaning and value in the world beyond just making transactions, right? So this is what the value ladder mission statement looks like. Okay, we help somebody, our dream customers, to get this result through a certain vehicle, through your specific vehicle. Okay, so if I was a dentist, I'd say something like this. We help families in our community, okay, that's our dream customers, to increase their confidence, that's the result they want, through creating a beautiful smile they're proud to share. Okay, it can be an example of a value ladder mission statement. So everything we now do inside of our business comes back to that. Okay, is this offer, is it helping families in our community increase their confidence through a beautiful smile? Invisalign. Yes, it does. It makes total sense. This fits inside our value ladder. Okay? A lot of people add things to their value ladder that they think they put in there because it's going to make them more money. It's like, but this doesn't fit into your mission statement of your value ladder. This is the mission statement of your whole company. Like, if it doesn't fit in this thing, you got to get rid of it. In fact, this year,